think of him. Like,
people deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. I know some of you basically just caught me. You got me. You caught me. I can't lie. I woke up feeling myself this Monday morning. Apologies for being late, people. I had to grab a quick shower and I was singing in the shower and carrying on. I didn't even brush my hair. And I was, the song ain't finished, innit? I didn't want to start this live stream till the song was finished, innit? I was gassing myself. I woke up with a spring in my step. On a serious note, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. If you're like myself over here in the United Kingdom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. One love to the Twitch gang. Make sure you're following and subscribing, especially if you've got Amazon Prime. Make sure you're supporting on YouTube as well. We go over there at 11:30 now. We're going to talk about the Premier League. We're going to touch on AFCON. I know there's some Premier League games to come this week as well. In fact, we'll talk about the games to come tomorrow because that's when we do it on a Tuesday. There's two, Bruno Fernandes contract shenanigans. I think it's something of nothing when I read the Athletic article and I read out to you lot. Tuchel versus Lukaku, I think they're forcing it. There's definitely something with Ralf Ragnick versus Martial. Martial's come out on Instagram and said, listen, I don't know what you're on, but you're not going to throw me under a bus, basically like that. Ralf Ragnick said he didn't want to be in the squad. We all know why that is very dangerous as well. A player that I would describe as a neutral looking at United as volatile. He looks like one of them, man. You either love Martial, you hate him. Obviously, there's man that are in between, but you either love him or hate him. And, I think it's quite weird that Ralf Ragnick done that because he's, to me as a neutral, I'm not a United fan. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their talking points are. But it seems like it's a bit like Pogba, like a man that isn't playing has become the talking point. Rather than talk about bottling a 2-goal lead with 10 minutes to go and all of those things and your own tactics. Ralf Ragnick, I can't lie, man. We heard pressing, Gen press master. I'm not seeing none of it, fortunately. It does take time, but he's moving like a man that hasn't managed for a hot second. And it's looking like, it's looking like the Emirates thing, like he done an elite job interview. He's got himself comfy with the consultancy role. Boy, it's looking brazy. Again, anytime a team like Man United that normally win Premier League titles, I know they can't say that of recent, but them man know you can, especially away from home, you can't be 2 goals up and then mess up like that. It's ridiculous. For me as a neutral watching the game, I did think if United won, I wouldn't say lucky, but they looked suspect defensively. It's just Villa weren't asking much questions, and obviously Villa made 2 stupid mistakes. Martinez is probably going to blame Arsenal for that one. The second goal, I don't know what Sanson's on. United obviously took advantage. Bruno, the one time I take him out my FPL team, he wants to score. Goals are like buses. United didn't kill the game. I did feel second half was all Villa, man. Buendia, that's the best I've seen him in a Villa shirt. Young Chucks when he came off the bench did well. Jacob Ramsey did well. It was written in the stars. Coutinho was going to be involved in some sort of goal. Did he get a goal and assist, or am I capping people? But it was written in the stars, man. It was a good game from a neutral perspective. Rafael Varane probably should have done better. Was it Coutinho's goal? Was it Ramsey's where he's missed the interception? But I wouldn't blame Varane because I look at Varane like I look at Koscielny when he was at Arsenal, in that decent, good defender. He's not superhuman, innit? It's like a fireman that's trying to put out 100 fires. Obviously, he might save some people, but ultimately everything's going to go up in blaze, innit? He's one man. De Gea obviously made a number of saves. You know what you're getting with De Gea. It was a myth, and the first half looked all right. Tellez down the left-hand side, plenty of the ball. I would say just didn't kill it, really. And again, it comes down to game management, really. Didn't understand Greenwood coming off personally. But it is what it is. United's concerned. Keep your opinions coming and whatnot, man. All I hope is for the Glazers to trust Ragnick with the process. Bro, he's looking fraudy. Listen, I still think, I don't really care. But I just think it was naive to assume that he was going to fix things, pardon me, within 2 minutes. Again, there's a lot of them players at United with bad habits. That being said, I don't think Ralf Ragnick has helped himself. He looks very stubborn, very reactive. It looks predictable. Jadon Sancho's coming off the bench and, it's not making nothing happen, really. It just looks like square pegs in round holes, really. And it is quite atrocious, really, for a club of Man United's stature. It's brazy, man. I'll be honest, you don't know who to believe, but it's all a mess. I'm going to side with Martial because there was no need to draw him out, but I don't know. My guy B is saying there's a poll. Make sure you're involved in that. Large up the Twitch gang. We've got America in the building. Appreciate the DC ones. Come on, man. Benitez got the clip. We're going to get into that, man. You know, Arthur and that. Spence will 11:30 settings. We can touch on Arsenal. Arsenal fans don't feel any sort of way. But yeah, obviously, just to quickly touch on Rafa Benitez quickly, people. I can't lie, Everton got their, you know, they've been caught with their pants down because, you know, he was beefing Luca Dean. You clipped Luca Dean, you know. He was beefing the sporting director. It looks like Marcel Brands went. You know, they doubled down on Rafa Benitez. And what's that? 6 or so months into a 3-year deal, it ain't worked. You know, Liverpool fans are probably excited because it looks like he's a double agent. But it just didn't work out for Rafa Benitez, really and truly. We're going to get into all of that as well, as I said, people, without a doubt. Keep your opinions and whatnot coming. There's quite a void at Everton with no sporting director, no manager, no head of recruitment, no scouting manager, no medical director. Benitez was given a lot of control only to be sacked a few days later. So that tells you there's no planning. Again, there's a bunch of Arsenal fans and United fans in this chat. You know, when your club is hinging on one individual, where you're not going to see, I would say, what, Pep Guardiola off the top of my head, Klopp, they're the closest you're going to see to a Ferguson or a Wenger, because again, Klopp says he wants a rest and that, so he probably busts out. I don't know for Pep, but it looks like them and there can stay forever. Obviously, there's a couple other examples. I would say up until this season, maybe Bielsa could have indirectly fell in that. But them managers staying for 20 years are a myth. You know, managers are almost very dispensable in football. And I think, unpopular opinion, in today's day and age, your manager should, it's not that they shouldn't be important, but every team should have a DNA. Like, let's just say Barcelona, your DNA should be tiki-taka. So whether that's Pep Guardiola or whatever, the manager that comes in simply enhances that. It's not hinging on one man. And I think Everton clearly did that for Rafa Benitez, and it didn't bang. You know, at the start, you know, Townsend, Benitez did well. I mean, Townsend and Gray did well. They beat Arsenal. It just went down the toilet, really and truly. You know, and for me, the weirdest thing is selling Luca Dean, car. You're gonna have to buy a fullback. Who's your left back? You know, ultimately to sack my man a few weeks later. Again, it's a results business. What can you say? It is a results business, and if you're not doing the job, you're not doing the job. But you betted on a man, and he's cocked it up really and truly. And this leaves you wherever it leaves you in it, like it's peak for Everton. Again, their spending is inconsistent. Remember, they spent 50 million on Sigurdsson. You know, 30 odd million on Iwobi, and that, you know, they're frauding themselves. Again, if they're better off calling Lloyds TSB and saying someone did something on them, but that's atrocious. You know, again, off the field, because now they're in a mess. They're gonna have to install people, and they're being linked with a bunch of managers. You know, I think I've got some articles. You know, Rooney, Roberto Martinez is thrown into the ring. You know, Rooney, I'm sure Everton man. I know he was at United. I'm sure he'd want to do it. If I was Rooney, I will cut out at the first opportunity of Derby. Derby looks a mess in it. Like, really, from me as a manager, I'm having to fork things out of my own pocket. And I remember I read an interview. Rooney said he had to call the owner of the company off the physio's phone. He's ducking him. It's like he owes him peace. So me personally, if I was Wayne Rooney, the minute Everton or anyone says, "Yo, come, let's do this thing," I'm catting out in it. And I don't know for Roberto Martinez, Lampard's been thrown into the ring. I'm sure Lampard would be a decent fit, but he benefits from privilege. Got the Derby job for no reason. Got, you know, rewarded with failing at Derby with giving the Chelsea job on what he brings as a player, not as a manager. Lo and behold, he spent bare peas. You know, I know he brought through the young players, but let's not act like it was an Arsene Wenger thing. He had to play them man there. The minute he couldn't, he rubbed them, the majority of them out, and he said we can't basically win with kids. So I wouldn't be on the Lampard thing if I was Everton. Everton look screwed, man. Benitez, real agent. Everton been a mess for time. It never gets talked about. They're a mess, bro. And they're a good club. They're a mess, though, man. They're a mess. Mess is probably an understatement, man. Try to snatch Richarlison. Bro, if I'm them sort of man there, I'm cutting out, bro. You know what? Out of the Everton team, Arsenal fans might not like him, but I would grab a Ben Godfrey. I would have said Luca Dean, but he's catted out. You know, you've said we'll grab a Richarlison. On current form, Damari Gray, there's a role in the squad for you on current form. You know, it's one of them ones, really, really and truly. But Benitez, boy, he's gone, brother. He collapsed himself, really. Like, he just used to make me as a neutral looking at. He made some bewildering decisions for someone of his quality as a manager. Really, he done some bewildering things, some bewildering tactics. And when you read, apparently, let me share my screen just because viewing effects and that. I'm only on the BBC website. People pause because that sounded biggy, but Rafa Benitez says he did not realise the magnitude of the task at Everton following his sacking on Sunday after less than 7 months he charged. Boy, that tells me you're on a dickhead thing, really, then. Apologies. You know, Carlo Ancelotti, the real winner, but he bust out before any of this. And shout to Real Madrid because they defeated Athletic Bilbao and won a cup yesterday. Hazard's linked with a move away once again, by the way. But yeah, he said, we knew it wouldn't be easy. It was a big challenge, both emotionally and in terms of sport. My love for this city, for Merseyside and its people, made me accept this challenge. But it's only when you're inside that you realize the magnitude of the task. Sounds a bit like what Arteta and Conte really, their jobs. From the very first day, my staff and myself worked as we always do, with commitment and full dedication. We didn't only have to get results, but also to win over people's hearts. However, the financial situation and then the injuries then made things even harder, which is true. But you knew what you was walking into. Injuries are part and parcel of the game. You know, as much as I'm happy that we never played Spurs because we don't have a stronger side, really. Arsenal, apart from COVID, where it doesn't specify if you need one COVID case or a million to cancel games. I don't have sympathy for anyone that uses AFCON or injuries as a thing, because you know injuries are a thing. You know, in August, your African-based players are keeping it moving. Not, I'm just speaking general now. So these are things that are part and parcel. It's like being a chef and saying and crying that you've got a cut every now and again. That comes with the job. It comes with the job, really and truly. It's as simple as that. But you know, you knew the financial situation. I'm sure your contract wasn't dead. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know how much. Maybe you've actually enhanced your Liverpool relationship, because I thought you signed for the Pagans, isn't it? Really, not that it stopped Pat Jennings or Sol Campbell or George Graham, but you know, if you sign for the Pagans, like, man, have to look at you a bit funny. But Liverpool fans might even love you a bit more, because Everton have been moving a bit booky of recent, but you've managed to make them in your own way a bit worse. Now, Rafa was a problem, but for me, the structure. Everything's a mess at Everton, and it comes from the ownership. You know, again, if you own a company, everything is your fault. You might not be making the tactical decisions, but you're employing people. The mentality comes from the top to the bottom. It's like Roman Abramovich. You know, if you're messing about at Chelsea, you're not going to last long, because you might get that call with the Russian-based number. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, sort of thing. And that starts putting pressure on other people. Everton haven't craved excellence. That's why the youth academy, as much as they've got great talents, it looks bewildering. You're letting guys like Terry Smallbus out, even though he was moving like a pagan. You're spending money when you do, and it's shit signings. You know, you ain't got peas to really buy things. Yeah, to be fair, Damari Gray and Townsend all right, but you know, people were saying signings of the season. Again, they're sharing their level. So, boy, it's peak for him, man. Apparently, Everton, who say an update on a permanent replacement will be made in due course, held an emergency board meeting on Saturday to discuss Rafa Benitez's future. Obviously, they lost 2-1 to Norwich. Great win for Norwich. Shout out to them. They've got 9 losses in the past 12 games. It's a results game business, really. They have brought some signings in and let people go, but it's irrelevant for them. And the Everton fans have been onto Rafa, so it's a myth for Rafa, really and truly, man. He's sacked, as you lot can see. Rafa's gone. You know, because great manager, but it's a myth. They've won just once since September, 15th in the table, 6 points above the relegation zone. But that's for relegation thing. Apparently, Sky Sports News understands that Wayne Rooney and Frank Lampard are 2 of the names under consideration to replace Benitez. Ironically, I know he probably wouldn't, even though technically he is an Evertonian, despite his Liverpool ties. I would have went for Gerrard, you know. Out of all them names I see there, you know, They've said Lampard, Rooney, Potter, Rudy Garcia, Duncan Ferguson. Probably give it Duncan Ferguson to the end of the season, in my opinion, for them. Or he'll take charge in the medium term, because what can you do? I think Rooney might be all right. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. I think Rooney might be lit for them. I think out of all them names, Graham Potter would be the one for me. You know, Roberto Martinez, I guess they know what they're getting. I'd say Graham Potter's the one for me. Rudy Garcia's got pedigree. But again, it's about the structure, because you're going to bring in these men, and then there'll probably be a managerial bounce. It will work for 2 minutes, and then it's a myth, people. Apparently, Potter is understood to be happy at Brighton and is not interested in talking to Everton. Rooney is understood to be happy and focused at Derby, but would find it difficult to turn Everton down, considering his history and association with the club. And I'm sure you'd actually be able to phone the owner of the club and get a response, people. So yeah, man, Rafa Benitez, you're gone, man. Apparently, he went on to say from the very first, BBC didn't have any of this. Man said the road to success isn't easy, and sadly nowadays in football there's a search for immediate results. To be fair, Everton have been patient. You ain't won since September. We're in January now, really. Well, a lack of wins since September, better yet. So I wouldn't say that. You know, you took the role in it. You can't stand in the rain and complain you're wet. You know, you man know the roles they're going into. There's always less and less patience. But again, I would say, to play devil's advocate, what have you done to warrant any patience from the fans or anyone? You know, obviously some men are onto you because of the Liverpool ties, but I can't say I saw a brand of football. I saw young players coming through. I saw a system. You know, sometimes teams are not doing well and the results aren't coming, but you see little bits and pieces. It's like, all right, cool. I don't see that with you. See, even when Bielsa and Leeds were messing about, you could see Bielsa was going to grab them out of that. And right now, they're doing all right. Shout out to Jack Harrison with his hat-trick. How Bowen missed that tap-in yesterday, I don't know. Rafinha's a quality player, and you can see why him and his agent, Deco, are forever flirting with other clubs. He's thanked the fans and all of that, people. It's a myth. The dressing room does lack leaders. It's a myth, man. They weren't having Rafa Benitez from the start, so he was, pardon my French, pissed from the start, but it is what it is where he's concerned, man. Really, you're just going to have to hold that one, replay. Like, you're just going to have to hold that. If we move on to, let me know your opinions on this Bruno Fernandes contract BS, Tuchel versus Lukaku, and obviously Ralf Ragnick versus Tony Martial. Now, I'll wheel up the things and whatnot, but I like to see you lot's comments. I've been airing you lot. Man said, I'm back in my IC3 brother Martial, but someone is defo most lying or there's a loophole in Martial's words. What I would say is, why would he turn it down? I don't think Martial would say no. And surely if he did, you would have hotted him up before the game. And if Man United won, would he have mentioned that? And again, that's why I don't believe it. Why I might believe somewhat is it was a bit random, innit? It's got nothing to do with, maybe it's deflecting from the game and his own tactics and things like that. One thing I like about Martial, his girlfriend does a lot of chatting on socials, but he doesn't seem to do a lot of chatting. But the minute you try and draw him out, it's that. Now, for me, you might as well, you don't keep unhappy players. It ain't worked out. Ballon d'Or clauses, all of this stuff. It ain't worked out for Martial. He can leave with his head held high, in it really. And United it's been okay. They're asking for mad figures. You can see it in terms of having anyone that buys him on loan is going to have it for a matter of months. United want his full wages covered and certain loan fees. The highest I saw it will cost 6 to 11 million now for him for a couple of months. The maths ain't mathing, really, is it, people? So I don't know I don't know whose side to believe, really and truly, people. But I'm more with Martial. There was no relevance, and I think it's deflecting, really and truly. And you could see, to be fair, a bunch of unhappy players before Ralf Ragnick happened, but just the way I could see Sancho being pissed off with you. I could see, Sancho being pissed off with you, Martial being peed off with you, Van der Beek anyways, Dean Henderson anyways. It does look like Ralf Ragnick looks a tiny bit out of his depth, really. And considering his experience and all the stuff that was made, it's almost like he's frauding it, if I'm honest with you. But, he's still got quality. He said, Martial hit back. He said, I will never refuse to play a match for Manchester United. I've been here for 7 years and I'll never disrespect and will never disrespect the club and the fans. As you know, Seville so far have been unable to match Martial's wages or offer the loan fee Man United want in order to sign him. So you've left the man in limbo, really and truly. Really. Apparently, Ralf Ragnick said he didn't want to be in the squad. He would have been in the squad normally, but he didn't want to. And that's why he didn't travel with us yesterday, which was Friday at the time. Boy. And then he went on to say, we've been here under Jose Mourinho as well. I will never refuse to play for Man United. I've been here for 7 years and I'll never disrespect it and will never disrespect the fans and the club. So that's going to make training today awkward, because for me, I'm looking at Martial like your Buki. I'm looking at Ralf Ragnick like your Buki. And even if you're not Martial's closest friend in that squad, if he's willing to just throw a man under the bus, imagine what he'll do when it's time to, when it's your time. So, boy, I don't know who to believe, but I'm gonna stand with the player because I just feel there was no relevance. Man United is a soap opera and the fans keep on coming. Trust, man, I can't lie, I was enjoying stuff, man. I was watching bare United fan channels as they do when Arsenal lose. Bare United fan channels. I was watching Tottenham fans in meltdown about the game not going on. Chelsea, I think they were forcing it, really being upset about City, but I was getting at them. And what I mean by that is you can be legitly upset, but there's no shame in that. But I was enjoying it, really and truly. Like, I'm seeing United fans arguing with each other about money, and then I see a guy go to the back of his room, take out a wad of cash. Hopefully you've moved the stash car. People are hungry out there. Buendia was sourcing, and once Coutinho came on, knew it was go time. Bro, it was written in the stars Coutinho was going to come on and do well. Buendia and him linked up well. And again, they've got some saucy options, Ramsey, all the young G's coming through at Villa. They've added Luka Dean. Again, I don't want to gas Gerrard too much, but I like Gerrard a lot as a manager because I think he does things the right way. I like his tactics. I like his man management. I like Gerrard's honesty. I like the fact of he could have done the Lampard thing. He could maybe not been Liverpool gaffer anytime soon, but he could have cheated the system. Now, don't hate the player, hate the game. We all know there's a negative privilege that boosts things like that. Even Ryan Mason, Ledley King couldn't grab that Spurs job. The minute there was, Ryan Mason gets handed a job and get a cup final in true Spurs fashion, he bottled it. The man, they're allergic to them things there, unless it's mugs. But I like how he took his time. He done the academy thing. He's gone to Rangers. He did his thing. He's doing his thing at Villa. Now, there's a lot to achieve. Villa are a club that want to do what Leicester are doing and break into the top 6 and things like that. So there's a lot he needs to achieve. But inevitably, you're not going to be able to run away from the Liverpool links, especially if Klopp left tomorrow. But as much as he probably couldn't say no to Liverpool, I get the vibe that if he truly thought he wasn't ready, he wouldn't do it. Add Arteta into that because, again, maybe it's a benefit of privilege and maybe it's a benefit of PR and propaganda. And I can't tell anyone they don't deserve anything, But even Pep Guardiola did his dues in the academy and then went on. It seems like in today's day and age, potential can get you a job. Potential, like, again, I'm not criticizing Arteta, just using him because he's seen as the guy. Got the let's cut the crap. Arsenal's one of the biggest jobs you can get in the Premier League, bar the obvious. He got that for no reason based on propaganda. That's the privilege and this potential. It's just like with young players. Guys are bought for 70 to 100 million before they've done anything because people see what they could be tomorrow. Potential is the biggest buzzword in football nowadays. I might just take the Corey just as a squad player. Well, Arsenal ain't got no centre mid, so why not? But unpopular opinion, I'd stay clear, man. Not that he's a bad player. I just don't think he's the right fit. How could Ralf say in the FA Cup game that he gained control of the midfield when Donny came on, but still refuses to start him? Talk is cheap. Ralph's best days are way behind him at this point. Probably just like Jose and Wenger, to be fair. They did all right yesterday, really, Roma. I watched bare Italian football yesterday, man. Big up yourself. I hope you're good. DG, why you're not on AFTV anymore? I mean, I wouldn't say I was ever on AFTV, respectfully. I was here and there, but they don't shout, man, get blacklisted or something. Either way, I'm doing my thing, man. Is what it is, isn't it? I don't know. You have to ask Robbie. Where do you think Everton should be in the table with their current squad, though? Let me see their squad still. Because a team like Everton, for me, anytime they're not in the top 10, then, you should be top 10 minimum. And like I said, trying to do the Leicester thing and push in and see what's going on in relation to the rest of the boys. They ain't got bad players, obviously. Gylfi, Sigurdsson, them and they're wrongins, but, Luca Dean, Luca Dean's not there, but Richarlison, I don't know why Luca Dean's still here, but Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'd say they're top 10, top 7. They ain't got a bad squad, in my opinion. It's just lacking a bit of quality. Potter would be good for them, but again, would he? Because you're only as good as what's going on off the field, really, and I wouldn't want to be a scapegoat or anything like that, personally. Pablo Marito Udinese confirmed. Yay, we got a dud out the building, man. In my opinion, Martial will fit like Juventus. They need someone like him. I used to like Ralf Ragnick, but his lineups and subs are a disgrace. Even tactics from a United fan. This is basically Oli 2.0. Fair play. Those Villa goals were class. Spurs needed a game. Arsenal at home is their biggest game of the season, bro. They Arsenal bottled it. I take that, It's a gift that keeps giving, Again, they wanted it. I can't. Arsenal fans are shameless because we wanted to play Liverpool's under 13s. Spurs want to play our under 13s. Jamie Ahara's crying. He's crying, bro. You would not be gassing up Spurs if you didn't get released by Arsenal. You shit twat. Like, come on, allow it, man. Harry Kane, you're an Arsenal lad. Eric Dyer, you got punched up by Guendouzi. How you getting patterned by them long-haired youths? I don't want to hear no verbal on the socials. Arsenal should have played yesterday, without a doubt. Arsenal did exploit the rules. Did we fancy playing? No, we looked at it. Oh, we got injuries. We got AFCON. Fuck it. We don't want it. There's a COVID case. Bearing in mind, the Premier League does not specify. Right is right and wrong is wrong. The Premier League does not specify. For me, we should be playing that game. If there was a mad COVID outbreak and the game gets locked off, then that's the only way. If there's one COVID case, other teams my personal opinion is they've had to get on with it. We should have got on with it. AFCON, injuries, they're irrelevant. We knew about this. But at the same time, when it was Brentford, no one gave a flying monkeys when it was us against Chelsea, City and Brentford. In fact, they laughed, they reveled in it. For me, Right is right, wrong is wrong, but Arsenal are doing no different. There's been 20 odd games locked off. Why is Gary Neville and all of these guys making such a scene where he weren't doing it for United? The Liverpool, Jamie Carragher is acting up. Miraculously, Liverpool opened their training ground a day after, and all of these COVID cases went. You've still got Klopp waffling about false positives. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Right is right, wrong is wrong, boy. The clubs are exploiting this, and the Premier League needs to draw a line under the sun and say, you know what? All right, cool. From this point, if this has happened, that has happened, this has happened, then the game can get locked off. It's a rule that's going to be exploited. I don't agree with it from a moral point of view, but the dark arts, I hear it. Arsenal trying to fight for top four. We don't fancy going there with the young tugs. Why not? And as you know, Spurs. They said Conte was back. You know, Conte has changed things after they played an underhit Liverpool team. So I understand it, Spurs fans. I understand how you want to play against us. I understand why you'd say we're bottling. You know, the day Arsenal bottled, add that to your trophy cabinet. Add the, you know, you not just win interviews. You know, you win. You waffle about you know, telling us the mind gaps and things. You win interviews. You win social media debates. Spurs, your club is nothing. It's a toilet. I see the world record toilet all the time. And what I would say, don't hate the player, hate the game. When Leicester done it, it was cool. When Liverpool did it, it was cool. When United did it, it was cool. When we did it, it was cool. I know we ain't won a Premier League title, but the common theme is all them and they have won Premier League titles. When you win, you get the drip. And one thing I think that, you know, helps Klopp is Klopp's got that thing, but man don't want to talk on Klopp. It's like Wenger and Fergie. Fergie definitely the better example in Jose. If them man did it, they're silence. You know, it just seems like there's a lot of narratives, and I find it very funny from Jamie Carragher. I even find it funnier from Jamie O'Hara because you beat up little kids. You beat up little kids. You beat up women. You know, you again. You know, Twitter is weird when you're seeing. You have to catch a stray. Big up you, but Stan Collymore and Jamie O'Hara are doing the ethics. I find that very funny. Didier Hamann, who said nothing about his beloved Liverpool club, said nothing. And then looked and says, oh, Bayern Munich played this player. Bro, if we were Bayern Munich are like year 11s playing with year 5s in their league. They can give debuts and things. You think if Bayern Munich had a competitive league or did they win the Premier League, they wouldn't be playing the same games Arsenal was. Allow it, man. Allow it. And you already know my opinions on Bayern Munich. Great club. But again, PSG get a lot of noise about what they're doing in Europe. When last did Bayern Munich win Champions League for all the guys they're bringing in and whatnot? They might do it this year, but when have they done that? Because you man are domestic bullies. So allow it, man. Maybe if Arsenal could take the best players from every damn team and the rest of the clubs could, maybe we would rock with that. I just find the narrative funny. Man are saying, oh, you loaned out players. Okay, we loaned out. You mean we loaned out? Yeah, we didn't. We loaned out players without bringing people in generally, but that's not a crime. If we loan out players on Monday and there's a COVID outbreak on Tuesday, what are you talking about? Don't let your hate for Arsenal make you say nonsense. There's a lot of legit reasons, but stop yourself for a second. Think about how stupid the loan player is. Why you shouldn't have signed African players, brother. You lot thought Ndombele was gonna come and get his debut. Allow it, man. Spurs, you lot waffled about how you lot were waffling a few weeks ago how Conte needs time. You've got your time. We'll buck you in April or whenever. You know. I'm hearing the Bill Nickerson pub owner crying and stuff. You're just crying, Carl. That's the biggest days you would have made pesos. Fuck your pub, mate. Fuck your pub. You twats. Like I said, for me, it's disgraceful. We should have played. Shorthand or not, Arsenal should have played. We can't stand in the rain and complain while we're wet. You know, there's no legit reason. But other teams are running up false positives and miraculously Shrewsbury Town. Everybody's shameless in this. Let's be honest. I know every club likes to behave holier than thou and they do things different and all of these sort of things. You know, in fact, it's not even a loophole as well. Now, I keep saying loophole. If there's a rule and we've played up to it, as I said, it doesn't specify 1 or 100 COVID cases. Does it now? Shout out to Michael Richards and Smudger, Alan Smith for chatting and backing the thing. Jamie Carragher, you're a shameless individual. Stick to spitting at teenagers. You know, Gary Neville, you're just like Piers Morgan. You know, I don't think you're quite as a twat, but you just like to be seen saying the right things. You know, I don't rate you after the Raheem Sterling business. You denied that the man was facing racism and all of these things, and then came out and said, yeah, he was speaking to me when we was at the World Cup or the Euros, and I never said anything. And then the world praised Gary Neville for sitting there and saying racism is bad. What the fuck? Come on now, man. Honestly, 2 big middle fingers up at all the media. And that's not just on behalf of Arsenal, that's everyone. Fuck out of here with this bullshit, man. Do you still want our for Arsenal Basima? Bring them. Bro, it's an Eddie Guerrero lifestyle. Yeah, the precedent set by the EPL for postponement is at fault. Can't blame. Everyone's going to run it. And for me, there's 20 odd games before the Arsenal thing came into it. Why is the narratives? Is it because Arsenal have benefited for something? Is it because Sky Sports have lost out on a blockbuster game? Don't listen to these, man. They don't care about the same reasons you do. It's like Gary Neville. You think Gary Neville cares about Super League because of the fans and the integrity and all that bullshit? It's like, no, Sky Sports getting clipped for whatever. They're not getting a meal ticket. Don't let these guys twang you in anything, man. The game's the game, bro. The game's the game, cuz. You know, we haven't won at their ground in 7 years. That's true. When last did they rise up a trophy there? You know, when last did they rise up a league title there? Allow it, man. You know, Arsenal fans are special. United fans are special. Liverpool fans are special. Chelsea fans are special. But Spurs fans are really special. And regardless, yeah, I've never seen someone overstate their importance, you know. They want a trophy for beating Arsenal in games. Like Nottingham Forest didn't pattern us. I will take any verbal from United. I'll take it from Liverpool. Shit, I'll take it from Leicester. I'll take it from Chelsea. It's not even just verbal, just anything they have to say. I will never bloody take it from you lot. You lot will never. Just shut up, man. Go work on your game. For Arsenal, you better sign the midfielder, though, because you caught life. You caught life. And I don't have any sympathy for any of the problems because everybody fit. No one going off AFCON. We're not good enough in midfield. I've been maintaining that. We know injuries are happening. I don't know if it's incompetence on Arteta or Edu or both. But all I know is there needs to be a centre mid now. I don't think there's going to be a centre mid in time for the Liverpool game on Thursday. Will there be one for Burnley? I don't know. We'll discuss more so Arsenal at 11:30. Big up you lot and make sure you're all there. Have I even dropped the link for you guys? Make sure you're all there as well. Apparently, the Premier League approved our request postponing the game because of the busy Xmas period where we had 11 COVID cases and we played with a Finn squad and results in our injury of that. I mean, it probably is. You know, naturally, when you've got a small squad, you have to play other people and you're running the risk of them getting weird and teared. And there probably is a factor. And again, I'd be playing on emotional heartstrings saying, listen, when it was us against Brentford City and Chelsea, you lot didn't help us out. You need to do a thing now. I mean, Arsenal are not going to lodge that thing initially if we didn't believe it was going to get locked off. I think we should have played. I think Spurs are some twats. Oh, they were like, oh, well, we tried to get the conference game locked off and we couldn't. We tried to get Leicester's game locked off. And when Leicester asked, they got it locked off. We're donating all our food to the food banks. What does respect? Big up Spurs for giving money to giving food to the food bank. But what relevance does that have? You know? Nobody cares in a sense of shout to the homeless people getting food and things like that. But nobody cares about Spurs is losing food. That was going for profit. You lot are probably charging season ticket holders 10 bags for something you're buying from Aldi. Oh, wait, no one gives a fuck about you lot losing profit. Why are you mentioning that? You should be doing that anyways. Why is that the first time we've heard that? You know, I know there's health and safety rules. You know, that's why a lot of them supermarkets and Greggs and all these things. What? It just sounded like whining. Up your juice. Pay the right people. Win a league. Win a title. You get this juice. If Pep wants a game locked off, if Arsenal want a game locked off, if United want a game locked off, if Liverpool want a game locked off, if Chelsea want a game locked off, the thing's going to get locked off. Spurs, you're not levels. The game's the game. We wanted to play Liverpool's kids. You want to play our youths. You probably moved to you lot. In fact, hey, remember what our under-18s did to you, man. You know the thing. Don't hype to us. You know, allow it. Your legend, your best striker, former Arsenal man, Jamie O'Hara, you know. Former Arsenal man, and all he does is chattings, and now his Twitter's gone. Them man there, I won't take it from you, look. Jeff Sterling, shut up as well, man. Pussy or eat. A man said when DG turns that chair to the side, I know the fire is about to start. It's true, you know. When I start looking away, hey man, bloody hell. Trust me, bare hype, bro. Bare hype, man. Allow it, man. People, exactly. They open the door. Everyone's going to exploit it. Let's be honest. Every one of these football clubs is shameless. They showed it with the Super League. They've showed it with any little money to exploit, with season tickets, with people's jobs being cut. With this, clubs are dirty. Every club. I know every club thinks they do it the right way and holier than thou. And as much as I love my club and we do this touch of class thing, we're all dirty in this. It's there's no honor among thieves. It's crabs in a bucket. We're all moving mad. We've all got vested interest. Spurs thought, yo, games in hand. Weak Arsenal team. Let's pattern. We fought against Liverpool. All right. You man are there. We've got things. Let's pattern. It is what it is. It's not right at all. At all. But it is what it is. And like I said, do not mistake me for anything. I think the game should have went ahead. Simple as that. I'm vexed with it. sinister point of view, obviously, you know, we might have a full strength tied and them things there. I'm happy with that, but I think the game should have been played, and I wanted to sit here and do a watch along and that with you lot, man. So shag, absolute shag. But fuck them man there, man. Like, just leave them alone, man. Away from all of that, though, obviously, you know, we've spoken about Ralf Ragnick, spoken about Arsenal. You know, should we see what's going on in terms of Bruno Fernandes's contract, people? Which it ain't nothing to worry about. He just wants, from I read the article, spoiler alert, seems like he just wants parity with some people. And I can't lie, if he's on 100 bags a week, that's the same as Kolasinac. He did double his wages, but still. For what it's worth, though, apparently, people, off topic quickly, apparently Arsenal record further positive COVID-19 case following Tottenham postponement, as was expected. I told you lot we was gonna magically say this because you really can't prove people got COVID if you're real. Arsenal recorded one further positive COVID-19 case following the postponement of Sunday's North London derby against Tottenham. Further testing on the squad was done today, which was not considered in the Premier League's decision to delay the match. As you know, we requested it. And yeah, Spurs, Spurs got their game locked off as well. I'm not going to read the Spurs article again. Just go and check out my latest upload on YouTube for that. They expressed surprise and whatnot. If we look at some other things, people, let me scroll the way down. Apparently, Bruno Fernandes looking for parity with leading earners at Man United. To be fair, as frustrating, as he might be, I don't think he can't. You can't argue against him getting that. I can't say no one can tell him he can't grab that, in my opinion. And he got 2 goals and whatnot. Apparently, people, the Athletic can reveal that those talks have been temporarily shelved after Fernandes and his representatives turned down an offer in late autumn. Sources say negotiations are expected to resume in May, so at the end of the season, when Fernandes and United are clearer about the team situation next season. And you know what? Bruno Fernandes, he's a quality player, but he needs to stop moaning, man. Moaning after games, moaning with referees. I swear down, if he was playing Sunday League against man, absolutely clamp him. He just looks like a yeti. But when Fernandes moved to Old Trafford, he signed on a modest salary for a club with Man United's resources because his Sporting Lisbon wage was around 50k per week. Fernandes doubled his money by joining Manchester United before factoring in Champions League bonuses, but several players are earning more than him. I mean, Ronaldo has United's highest salary, worth more than 400k per week. De Gea's right behind him, with 375. And then you've got Pogba, Varane, Martial, Jadon Sancho, Cavani, and Rashford, who are all believed to be receiving 200k per week or more, with Harry Maguire and Shaw close to that figure. United have offered Fernandes improved terms, but he's looking for parity. That was a tongue twist. Parity with United's leading salaries, given his importance to the team. His form has been scrutinised this season, but only Salah and Kane have scored more Premier League goals since he arrived. He has scored 33 times and registered 22 assists from 70 games in England's top flight. I mean, the scumbag thing, if you're going to count the Martinez one, why not? Apparently, United are relaxed about the situation. The club are under no pressure to re-sign Fernandes, who is contracted till 2025 with the option of a further year. So he signed to a death row contract. It's not quite the Paul Pogba shenanigans, really. Off topic, apparently England are set for March friendlies with Switzerland and Ivory Coast possible opponents as well, people. Have you lot been paying attention to the AFCON on that note as well, people? Algeria could be in trouble. I think they're playing in a couple of days. Boy, the Ivory Coast game was a crazy one. Shout out to Pepe for scoring, but that mistake by the keeper and his face, it was crazy. Big up Sierra Leone. And this is why, for me, especially when it comes to when it's not the European nations and stuff like that, and to a degree the South Americans, I think when it comes to football fans in the first world, they're very blasé. Oh, why Salah want to play for Egypt? Why does this guy want to do that? So, bro, just playing for your country is a mazza, you see what it meant to my man Kamara scoring. It's a mazza. So, and I think the AFCON, it's been fantastic, like the quality ain't kind of been there in terms of, it's been quality comedy. One thing I like about AFCON, it defies all footballing logic, and I absolutely love it, man. Like, you're seeing the Ghanaians starting to fight. Nigeria's doing quite well, Sierra Leone getting 2 points, I believe. Algeria's not really working out for them right now, not really seeing a widespread amount of goals, but it's looking crazy. And as I said, you're seeing calamitous things, man. Like, I see one player's down and then the medical guy comes on, he hits him. We all remember the ref locking off games. calamitous mistake yesterday, and it's my man's face. My man looking at the ball like, oh, fucked up. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. I and a lot of people might have tipped Algeria to be the favourites, and they can still pattern, but boy, it's looking bugged, really and truly. You know, if you look at the last couple of results, Cameroon dealt with Ethiopia 4-1. Cape Verde lost to Burkina Faso 1-0. Senegal and Guinea drew 0-0. Zimbabwe lost to Malawi 2-1. Morocco beat Comoros 2-0. Gabon and Ghana drew, and there were scenes at the end. Nigeria dealt with Sudan 3-1. Egypt won against Guinea. Gambia and Mali, it was 1-1. Tunisia won 4-0 against Mauritania. Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone was 2-0. And, you know, Equatorial Guinea pulled off a surprise and beat Algeria. It's crazy. Today, you've got Ethiopia, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde against Cameroon. Tomorrow, you've got Malawi, Senegal, Zimbabwe, Guinea, Gabon, Morocco. I'm doing a watch-along I'm probably going to do a watch-along for Gabon, Morocco. That's going to be on Twitch. So make sure you're checking out your schedules. That's if you want that. Ghana, Comoros is there. On Wednesday, you've got Nigeria, Guinea. You've got Egypt, Sudan. You've got Sierra Leone, Guinea on Thursday. You've got Ivory Coast, Algeria on Thursday. That should be lit. You know, Algeria probably need to win that, you know, to have any chance, really, because they've been playing about. You've got Mali, Mauritania, and you've got Gambia, Tunisia. So that's that until Sunday's round of 16, where hopefully the games get a bit meatier, a bit tastier and whatnot. Pause. Ronaldo on 500k per week, and they're offering Bruno 1k. Big difference, bro. 100k, bro. Bruno can't match that. But if I'm Bruno, I want the money because I'm of the right age. I'm clearly, whatever you say about me from a footballing point of view, I'm of the right age. You know, Ronaldo's not going to be here forever. I'm going to be here for a minute. I'm going to be a United man. You know, just in terms of a job, if I sign 1 year and I'm doing well and I ask for a performance review and I get more responsibilities and I'm doing more, then I want more money like Bruno. Really. And this is it, bro. I can't lie, if Rashford earns more than you, I'm on to you. Like, Rashford can't, bro, can he even, the way his decisions making set up, can he even spell his name? Like, as I'm allowing, it's very rare to see my country in an international competition. Exactly, man. That's what people don't understand, man. Hear me out. Ghana lose or draw their game on the 18th. They get eliminated. Josh Kroenke sends a private jet to Ghana for Partey, and he's available for selection on the 20th against Poole. I hear that. Oh, it was the defender's fault for heading it back, probably, but that was calamitous, man. As much as I slander Bruno, and rightly so, there's not many players in that squad that should be on more money than him. Trust. I'm sorry, but Maguire, Luke Shaw, Rashford. I know Rashford's Mr. Rashford in that, and I don't want to do him dirty because I like Rashford, but he's stealing a living. Like, he's committing acts of fraud. Like, at this moment, the very fact that he can say I'm a Man United and England international is a mazza because that decision making is horrible. You know, Rashford looks a shadow of his former self. I don't know what's going on with Jadon. I know what's going on with the whole of United, really. I don't even know what's going on with Ralf Ragnick. They're not even pressing together again. It's just dead, really. I swear he's got 3 years left on his deal, but cheeky, you know. I mean, I don't think it's cheeky. You know, why can't I ask for more peace? But for United, that's one of the definitely of recent where they're in a position of strength with the contractual situation. He's under contract. He's got an option. Now, they will give him a new deal. He will get the terms. I don't know. I wouldn't say that he wants, but he will get improved terms. I'll say it like that. It's just going to take time. They're in no rush. It's not like, I don't know if they're still chatting with Paul Pogba, but it's not like it's a Paul Pogba thing where his deal was running out and there's a sense of urgency and stuff. That's why these lot can say, yo, end of the season, cool off. We'll pattern that at the end of the year for you, my guy. But until then, it's a myth. Should we see what's going on with the transfers, people, in the world of transfers? In fact, we ain't even spoke about the Premier League. Let me go over that once again, people. Let me change this timestamps. Premier League. Oh, let's call this Benitez sacked. /footy talk. Sorry, folks, and now we're back. Again, I'd just like to specify things. In terms of results over the weekend, you saw Liverpool dispatch Brentford 3-0. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson on top form. Trent, fantastic. I think he's in double figures for assists. Robertson, lovely. I think Robertson set up Oxlade-Chamberlain, if I remember rightly. Calamitous for the last goal. Unselfish by Bobby Firmino. Calamitous from Brentford. But yeah, man, you know, I feel up until for a certain point, Brentford were in it, but other than that, you know, they just got dealt with, really. You know, 2 headers from Liverpool dealt with what they needed to deal with. And then, yeah, man, West Ham versus Leeds was quite a game. Jack Harrison hat-trick, Bowen missing from a couple of yards out. What a game that was. 5-goal thriller over there at West Ham Stadium, really. Obviously, Norwich defeated Everton 2-1, and that ultimately, cost my man his job. Ida and a Michael Keane own goal. Richarlison did score 30 minutes from time, but it weren't enough. The Wolves Southampton game, fantastic strike from Ward-Prowse from the set piece. He has a case to be one of the best singlers at the aspect of taking free kicks. He's definitely one of the best in the last 10 years and probably has a case to be the best in the league right now. In terms of all the Premier League greats, he's definitely up there just for the art of taking free kicks, without a doubt, in my opinion. But it weren't enough in it because they lost 3-1. Adama Traore scored, as did Connor Cody, and Jimenez bagged from the spot. Newcastle and Watford, a point doesn't help either team. St. Maximin's opener cancelled out by a late João Pedro strike as they drew 1-1. As we spoke about, Aston Villa and Man United drew 2-2. Coutinho, it was written in the stars. Once again, Buendia, my man of the match. Shout out to Aaron Ramsey for his contribution. And obviously, we saw City defeat Chelsea. Kevin De Bruyne again, typical Kevin De Bruyne goal, really and truly. I personally, one thing I don't like about football, like, don't get twisted, Bruno and Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne had a great game. But one thing I don't like about football personally is just because you score, it means you're man of the match or whatever. I don't think Kevin was poor, but no one can tell me the best player in that City shirt was not Raheem Sterling. Burnt Alonso alive, inside, outside, down the wing, come short, couldn't help him. If Sterling scored a goal, he's man of the match. I just hate that with football nowadays. Man just play football or watch football for narratives. But other than that, City was superb. Again, Chelsea didn't offer nothing. Ziyech, decision-making shit. Lukaku appalling. Not much in their midfield. I did feel sorry for people like Aspilicueta because they was doing all right. Rudiger as well. They look like they're overcompensating with their defenders. Chelsea's defenders did all right. They're just, for me, their midfield in their final third, there's nothing there. Got a discount, a bit because of your playing City, but it was dead really. But there's no shame in losing 1-0 to City, but they had chances, again. Chelsea love a frustrating player, I see Ziyech, Lukaku, Werner, Havertz. They love frustrating players, really. Grealish was a bit anonymous. Everyone, City players had a bit of a day off, really, by their own standards. I feel a couple of them, but it was a committed team performance. What more can you say, really? And obviously, I didn't watch the highlights of this game, really. But on Friday, you saw Brighton and Crystal Palace drew 1-1. So yeah, I'm just making that out. And I mean, the City press, the way City passed the ball, it's a joy to behold, isn't it, really? They completely suffocated Chelsea. And Thomas Tuchel normally does quite well against Pep. That weren't the game for that, though. At all. It weren't the game for that. What else are you guys saying? Man said DG out here motivating me with this passionate rant. Appreciate that. That wasn't my intention, man. All trophies are in black and white. Trust. Well, in fact, I don't know, man. I've got a gold trophy. Maybe Spurs is the last time I saw. I don't think there's any footage of Spurs winning trophies. It must just be radios and that. NBA tech, bro. It's like, do you know where it is? Yeah, with Rashford, he's got to that point where it's like Tyrone Mings. You man are just playing, car. You're bigger than footballers now. DG, your boy Marie Gone. We'll talk about that 11:30, man. Sterling was mad. Always loved Sterling despite being an Arsenal fan. Think he's unreal. Trust. I remember when we were close to swapping him for Walcott. Fans were going ballistic. Now Sterling never got man of the match, bro. As soon as Kevin popped in the goal, crazy. I'm still salty because he sold England. I only like Sterling because he's from Yard. I like him because he's from Yard. North and Northwest London are two different things, but yeah, he's not from far. And he's living the dream, man. I've seen man have a Puma sponsorship, Clark sponsorship. Come on, man. He's living the dream. Do you know how much I will cut out for a Clark sponsorship? Yeah, Clark's, this. Are you mad? Relentless City once again. Brighton missed a pen. Such a poor. Was it Mupay? I never saw that. Leeds did us a favor. Trust. Now we just got to pack Burnley and pack all these other games because, the Premier League, indirectly, they've been given a better treat now because if you look at it, the North London derby is probably going to be in May or April now, I don't know where both teams are going to be, but if both teams are fighting for Europe and they have fitter squads, you can imagine it's even more of a blockbuster thing. Really, so it's one of them ones. Bro, United fans used to say Rashford's better than Mbappe and Martial the same. Myth. First time viewer, big up yourself. Do you think Ronaldo should the young kids, they need bullying to learn? I'd say tough love. I don't advocate bullying, but tough love. But the days are different. You shout at man are onto their agents, and really, what can Ronaldo tell them if how many of them young United players? Yeah, you should listen to him, but you can't like, bro. I say, who are you? You're Ronaldo, but who are you? You're not gonna be here forever. If I'm 20 years of age, I've got 5 years on my contract, and I've got 100 back, bro. Who are you? I'm gonna be the future of United. Yeah, you should learn from him and stuff, but this is where these new youths are, and I think there's no balance. You've gone from people probably back in the days where there was too much respect to there's probably none. Now, I do think the media makes a lot of song and dance about things, but one man can't change much. The players have got to want to. And for some of them United players, forget achieving for United for a sec. If some of them don't improve, then you're spoiled, because whatever you say about these players, about these people, some of you have got to work with Louis van Gaal, with Jose Mourinho, to see Cavani up close, to see Di Maria up close, to see Cristiano Ronaldo up close, Paul Pogba up close, pick their brains mentally, see what they do in training, see, all of these sort of things. Man United's got world-class facilities anyways. So there's only I do think they need a couple man need a person to work with them, but at the same time, a lot of these guys are spoiled, man. They don't realize the opportunity, and some of them are gonna go through their career, and then it's gonna hit them when it's too late. Honestly, it's gonna hit them when it's too late. A lot of them United players just look pampered, and the thing is, they probably know that they're in a privileged position, and that's why rather than you think, okay, let me buck up my ideas, that's probably why they take the piss even more, in my opinion. What the hell's going on here? Oh, sorry. You grip mine up again, they're crying to their agents, man. Why do you think player power is so strong? A manager doesn't talk to someone nice, they're gone. Being a good manager or just kissing up to your players is almost as important. It's probably more, well, being a good manager is probably better than the tactics. Obviously, tactics wins you titles and things like that. But how you look after these players, when I say look after, I mean how you try and keep them happy as much as you can is probably the most important thing. Player power has never been more important. And there's many things that, man are running down deals, man are holding clubs to ransom. All of these sort of things are going down, man. The game has changed. Off topic, apparently Fabrizio Romano has said Premier League clubs have approached Andreas Christensen, but he wants to respect Chelsea and will not consider any offers from England. Bayern and Barca are leading the race for the defender. Decision to be made soon. So they're losing Christensen and Rudiger probably. Apparently, I'll speak about it again, but apparently Udinese have completed the agreement with Arsenal to sign Marie on loan until June. Yeah, no buy option. Come on, man, cat out, man. You know you don't want to be here. Cat out, man. Leave the club, big man. You're not with this, man. Let me change that, man. Vlahovic. Even how you spell Udinese, but sorry, you just have to update that title, man. We scrolled the way down. They ain't listening. To be fair, one thing that would scare me is Ralf Ragnick going up in the boardroom now, because I don't know for him now. In theory, it sounded good, but now you seem like you saw an opportunity to coast at United, same way you went to Moscow and that. I mean, Ralf Ragnick looks beaky now. Looking at him in a different light. Very different light, if I'm honest with you. Very, very different light. It is what it is, though, man. Obviously, people, let's look at to round this up. Let's look at what's going on in terms of transfers around the world, people. Again, in a bit of a bore. I know January is difficult to do business and stuff, but there's barely anything. Again, I've just been humble. I just want a midfielder, man. Don't worry, the boardroom is where he works best. Yeah, but that's where them, man, if they're doing dudderies, that's where arguably, if they're doing dudderies here, you don't want them to do dudderies in the board. And one thing, there clearly is a lack of structure. Like I look at the United board, Ralf Ragnick looks like the only footballing man. So if he starts bringing in duds, starts bringing in his own man, and as I always say, man need to make the best decision for Man United or whatever club, not for themselves. And as you know, human nature, I'll be looking at it a bit funny. He seems like he's seen an opportunity to get his feet, in hindsight, get his feet under the ground, and just steal a living at United, really. Eric Bailly to Milan is a rumour. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask United fans. That is a rumour. I mean, Bailly got sat on his arse yesterday, didn't he? You know, it's crazy, man. He does look booky, man. Do you think Arsenal will be out the top 4 race soon? Arsenal's in a big process. They'll relapse again. I don't know. I think we're going to live or die by midfield. And I've said it before, this January period is, for me, where I'm going to look back in May. I genuinely believe and say, this is where Arsenal got second win and pushed on, or this is where we lost. And right now, I have to say we lost it because I don't believe in the midfield. I don't. Even when everybody's fit, respectfully, they'll have my support. I don't believe in Xhaka and Partey together. It's hit and miss. Sometimes it's going to work, like against Spurs. Sometimes it's going to not go well. I don't believe in it. Whether that's a case of getting another partner for Xhaka or Partey is another thing. I just don't believe in our midfield options. I don't. I look at our defense. I see there's building blocks. We need a striker, but, you know, Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, you know, Pepe's a squad player when he's about. I'm kind of cool with it. Odegaard's doing his thing in the final third. Yeah, we need a striker, but I think you need a midfielder. I think if it came to it, I think you could persist with these attacking options to the end of the season. I don't think you can get top 4 if you don't bring in a midfielder, in my opinion, but I don't know nothing. That's just my opinion. What else is there? I'm missing out something as well, people. Apparently, I don't know if this is legit, but I'll let you lot draw your own rumours and conclusions. Roberto Firmino has been offered to Barcelona for 16.5 million next summer, and Jurgen Klopp has agreed to sell the Brazilian. I mean, he hasn't been playing, and, you know, at 30 years of age, winning everything at Liverpool, being at a big club like Liverpool, saying I played for Barcelona under Xavi is something I wouldn't turn down, but it just feels, you know, surely Liverpool buy another attacker then. But anyways, Liverpool are prepared to let Firmino leave in the summer for 20 million euros, with the forward having already been offered to Barcelona, according to reports in Spain. How long is he under contract? Because, again, 16.5 million for a club like Barca, who, you know, hand out money like hotcakes. It's a brazy one. I saw that middle finger by Renato Sanchez yesterday. That was brazy. We all know he's done, you know, the 30-year-old's done bits and pieces. And I don't know how long he's under contract, and I know he's a different player, but while Mohamed Salah's future is subject to speculation, would you really want to do that? According to this report, Klopp has now agreed that the time is right to move the Brazilian on, with Barca a keen observer on developments. According to report, Klopp is open to the idea of selling Firmino, with Jota taking the mantle as a key part of his attack, and the likes of Minamino and Origi providing adequate cover. So this is where I don't believe it now. Man can't look at Minamino and Origi and really look at this on a serious note. So I don't know what to believe in that, but I know I don't believe that, people. That sounds bugged. Apparently, Benzema will leave Real Madrid if Haaland arrives. A bit harsh, because I was looking forward to seeing him and Mbappe for us. Bellingham tops Manchester United's wish list. I mean, second time lucky. They wheeled out everything, got Grandad Fergie out of his retirement home, took him all around Carrington just for him to bust out to Dortmund. Maybe it does happen. Hazard has no desire to join Newcastle. Fernandes puts Man United talks on hold. Liverpool and Real Madrid keen on Phillips. That's got to be the Leeds one. Man City move for Barca's Gonzalez. So, yeah, apparently Jude Bellingham tops Manchester United's wish list, people. And apparently they're also looking at Declan Rice. Hugo Lloris is set to sign a new deal with Tottenham Hotspur very soon. Barcelona have set a deadline of a 48 hours period on the future of Ousmane Dembele. He played good in the last game I saw him. City lead the race for 18-year-old QPR striker Sinclair Armstrong. He looks quite decent from what I've seen. Is there going to be a pathway for you there? I don't know, but maybe the chance to train with world-class coaches and other quality players and whatnot could be something he wants to do, really. You know, been doing quite well since he arrived from Shamrock Rovers. You know, I saw Lacazette linked with Newcastle, but apparently Hazard also has been linked and he's got no desire to join them. Everton have yet to reach out to Wayne Rooney in relation to their new gaffer. Calvin Phillips is drawing interest from Real Madrid and Liverpool. The Reds are set to bid 35 million euros, and he's under contract until 2024. So, is what it is. Arroyo, he's doing quite well for Barcelona. The 22-year-old has 18 months left on his deal. Barcelona would be very stupid to let him go, but Man United are looking at him. Sar's the target of Bordeaux. Real Madrid and Modric, you know, Modric seems to be confident of a new deal. He said, there's nothing better for me than being a Real Madrid player. I'm not thinking about the renewal now. The club knows what I desire. We will reach the agreement soon. Boy, what I would say in relation to Luka Modric, do you remember when he got voted the worst signing or something in La Liga? Now look at him. Brazy one. Manchester City are looking at Nico Gonzalez. I mean, he's one of them guys that have been coming through. I mean, the DG scouting is crazy because Hugo Ekite's been linked with Chelsea as well as City. He's still very raw, very raw, very lanky, very raw. Still a lot of development to do, but he is a decent dribbler and there is development. I don't know if he'll be ready to. I don't think he'll get much game time at Chelsea right now, just off my opinion, but my opinion is not informed. As I said, Roberto Martinez could return to Everton. Benzema will allegedly leave Real Madrid if Haaland arrives. The Juventus consider Martial offer, people. So it seems like it's all kicking off in the transfer speculation realm, people. But that's all it is, it's speculation. Until you start seeing medicals and whatnot, it's a myth. Apparently, Newcastle are looking at signing Keylor Navas from PSG. Van der Beek has rejected a loan move to Newcastle over potential relegation fears. Southampton are in talks with Chelsea over a permanent move for Borja. Kozao was being linked with Chelsea on loan, the PSG fullback. What else is there? Newcastle are keen to add former Manchester United and Chelsea chief executive Peter Kenyon to their off-field management team. Arsenal have made a £50 million offer for Dusan Vlahovic with the Uruguayan Lucas Torreira as a make-weight. We're also interested in Spence from Forest. We'll speak on that again later. Apparently, Juventus want Partey. Good luck with that. Pardon me. Gladbach are open to selling Dennis Zakaria in January. I don't know if he's the right fit for United. Everton are set to appoint Duncan Ferguson and Leighton Baines in interim charge after sacking Rafa Benitez. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, though, man. They're not getting Partey. We all know Juventus are not signing Partey. Like, if he leaves Benzema to the bridge, do you think Bruno Fernandes is a state player or a good player not playing in a good team? He's decent, man. What I don't like, he's frustrating. I do think he'd be a better midfielder. I know his game is based on high risk and stuff, but he does the Trent thing for me. He just spams stuff. He's quite wasteful on the ball. He knows what works and he tries, and he's quite frustrating. If he learned to find balance, he'd be a better player. And that's why I didn't buy all of that. Bruno Fernandes starts for Man City. No, he bloody doesn't. If we bring in two midfielders, I think Lokonga should go on loan to the Championship. Nah, broski. Nah, bro. No. Stays there. Fair play, Martinelli, Martinelli did all right. Spence did all right against Martinelli. First time ever, really. First guy to lock him up. We didn't see that at Old Trafford. You lot still talk about Jadon Sancho, the JD model. That man he frauded you. You lot are watching YouTube vids of skills and that he can't even glide past him, man. How can Tavares be a better dribbler than you? Coutinho's already eclipsed him. I would be very humble if I was a United fan. Very, very humble. Very humble. Who is Jadon Sancho? It's like Martial, man. Don't know these youths. You got to sign the best players. Who's Wan-Bissaka locked up apart from his own foot? Probably broke his ankle. Allow it, United. G1, you wanted it. Because Jadon Sancho's an easy target. Like, until he starts banging, he's an easy target. I don't know him. I keep hearing, people keep talking like Saka has bare ops and he don't know these ops. Stop forcing beef with us. These out-of-town guys are the worst, bro. Saka is not beefing Jadon Sancho. Saka is not beefing Hudson-Odoi. We're not beefing Love Island Utes and Mr. Scary Hours and guys whose best performance since signing for Man United is ironically saying to Saka, how many goals have you got? We're not beefing fullbacks. We can't beef them lot. Bro, Raheem Sterling's a Premier League winner. Wan-Bissaka's best performance is getting a driving ban. Allow it, bro. Allow it, bro. Allow it, bro. Allow it, man. All you man are the best players ever and all fucking shit. Gilberto Carlos, the best left back. Eric Bailly better than Van Dijk. I'll never let you lot forget that one. The only one you lot weren't capping about was De Gea. And you've got a grand total of 9. You lot are becoming like Arsenal fans. Like, you lot have got amnesia. You lot have just developed amnesia. You lot are just full sense of importance. We're United, the United way. That got you lot dealt with in Birmingham. You think them Midlands man cared about that? Allow it, bro. Coutinho said, come, let's do this thing. I'd be very humble. You lot got packed by Jacob Ramsey, bro. Beer Ramseys, fam. You type in Ramsey, that's beer names. It's coming like them FIFA regions and that. Allow it, man. Allow it. Patting off your own team. Bro, Saka's a better right back than Wan-Bissaka. I'm a better right back than Wan-Bissaka, bro. Even though it's Sunday League. When have you seen Wan-Bissaka do this? My life. Bring that thing. Who's seen Wan-Bissaka score? Oh, when's Wan-Bissaka done that? No, when Jadon Sancho done that in the Prem? Jadon Sancho's done so bad. Man off saying, oh, he come on in the last 2 minutes against, who is it? Atalanta. G1, you want violence on this Monday morning, my guy? Let's do it, mate. Let's have it. I'm ready. But on a serious note, though, man, banter aside, this is why I appreciate you lot, man. Whether you support Arsenal, United, even Spurs, Chelsea, or just football fans in general, man. The banter, the talking points, you lot make it what it is. So, yeah, large up the Twitch gang. As I said, people, I'm going live in a piece, people. Join me at 11:30 and them things there. It is what it is. You know, Martial, the best ever in the world. You know, stop it. They got families, bro. Man can't even get a move, blood. Allow it, bro. Allow me, man. Maguire, best centre back in the league as well. Allow it, bro. Allow it, man. I'm gassing, man. It's all banter, though, man. I keep calling you G1, but on Twitch, you're K Show. That man there, frauds. You know. But anyways, you know, that man there said they're winning the league, you know. Arsenal's getting relegated. They're up with them. You know what? All these, you know, I don't rate these United pussies because they always used to come here and say 888 Sport, 888 Sport. Where's them Twitter pussies now? All rants is minions. They don't come to my stream again. Allow it, man. You lot go and cancel your Sky Sports season ticket holders. It's another cheap point to score on them United fans, but it's all love, man. It's all love. G1's my guy before people think that I'm, you know, he knows how to get under my skin. So he wanted beef, we give him the beef in it. But on that note, people, on a serious note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. I hope everyone's been doing well and safe anyways. But wishing you lot continued health, wishing you lot the best in terms of reaching your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. I'll catch you lot in a bit to focus a bit more on Arsenal. You can bring your general talking points if you want, but it is where it is. In relation to Twitch, I'm back again at 4:30 to play Football Manager. Again, same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. We'll be talking any footballing points that develop between now and tomorrow, anything you lot want to talk about. You lot stay blessed, have a great start to the week, you know, go and move that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations, ambitions, all of that good stuff. I'll catch you lot in a piece, man. There's always just that active red light, defending. I think it's like